Hello everybody and welcome back to Dragon Age Veilguard, where I need to point out that the dig that was going on by one of the sons, right, of the house of the Blackthorns, like, don't think I didn't notice that someone was on a dig, apparently, like, on their ancestral land, right, as you do in the 1800s, etc., you know, independently wealthy, just going and digging wherever you so choose, and also, like, the 1800s, taking artifacts and just giving them to people, you know, because you're like, it's just nothing, or, oh, it's super cool, so I'll keep it in the family treasury, or whatever, you know? Also, but it blows my mind that this kid, who is, like, apparently, like, it knows enough to go on an archaeological dig, or to make one, or at least, you know, pretends or wishes he knows enough, that he knows enough to know that something is an ancient Tavine, right, the Tevinter language, and then doesn't, like, put it under lock and key, just gives it to his sister? Like, the Navarra is neighbors. They're direct neighbors to Tevinter. They know what Tevinter was all about. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't make nice magic in Tevinter. Like, their whole thing was evil magic, kind of, you know? And so, like, why would you just, like, give something with an ancient, what is obviously, like, some sort of, like, ritualized phrase to a family member? You know what I mean? Unless you're actually trying to kill them. So anyway, my sister who's playing, she has finished we started kind of playing this mission about the same time. She has already finished it and the next main quest in the time it took me to do half. So that's why this game takes me so long. I just get too excited. I cannot help it. Notes and calculations. Sinking a stable tether here was worth the effort. No prying visitors so far. Oh, I was like a stable tether, like a rein, like horse's bridle. I was like in the stable. I was like, what? No prying visitors so far. Time to plot the etheric variables. A joy after patching up the corpses in the Blackthorn's crypts. I must find better guards for my work. Oh, you're not gonna say anything? That was obviously about the person who's like living here, like actively living here. I'm trying to get a close look at this lamp. Is that like? It's got like Christ sort of a look to it, right? But I think it's supposed to be Andraste. Potentially, right? Interesting. I like this one! I want this one! I want this. It's very nice. I'm just looking for more notes. I don't think there's anything of import up here yet. Oh? Nope, okay. Also, candles on the books? Please. Please. Irresponsible. I did think when we went into the crypts, that they were a little bit disorganized, and, sorry, it's cold in here. It's like, this is actually so nice to have this blanket, because this basement gets really cold, and, like, when it's not the daytime, and it's cold, currently cold, and I'm cold. But the... Nope, I lost it. Whatever I was saying before the cold thing.
Have you noticed anything strange about the Fade itself here?
It's not our necropolis, but I can feel the spirit stirring.
Yes. The veil's been deliberately thinned.
I like that you can have a sense as a Mornwatch, even if you're not a necromancer, right? Like, you're trained to sort of notice, like, no, like, the regular people don't have to be blind to the Fade or spirits or whatever. Like, you're affected by dreams and magic just the same. Or, not just the same, but in your own way, right? Thank you for the money. Abandoned study. Nope, it's not abandoned. Somebody's here. Oh. I know I'm missing stuff. There was like a walkway earlier that I saw that you could like slink along, but it didn't seem to go to anything. Ooh, this is like Celine's room. They're like, oh, look at all these urns we have for you. And I'm like, listen, I'm all filled up, but thank you. Pretty sure I am. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I forget that these can break. Oh, I'm a monster. Keep waiting for someone to pop up. Are those the tarot? I was like, oh, playing cards. Those are the tarot cards. Hang on. I think from this game, specifically. Oh, okay. I was like, no, wait, they're not. they're from Inquisition, but no, I think they are from this game, but I haven't really looked at the ones from this game too much. Well, that's obviously Fenharel. Or no, that's a dragon. That's a dragon. And you have, I think, someone standing behind someone and whispering into their ear. And then you have someone standing behind someone while that person's getting stabbed. And you have this at night. This also feels like one of those areas I'm not gonna necessarily. Well, no, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to come back to it. But there's a whole alluvion dedicated to it. I say that, but the Kalsharok area had its own alluvion. And I can no longer go to Kalsharok, at least for now. So. Ooh. Oh, there it is. I just immediately went left on the earlier setup. Ugh. Master bedroom.
Another victim.
I should have paid attention to where the last ritual was taking place. It might have given me some sort of clue.
Do this one, Emmrich?
I must. We're in the clear.
Sorry, I'm gonna look at photo mode for this. All right.
What's wrong? Someone's been stealing the life, the essence of people who knew they were facing death. The effects persist. But the door we saw earlier should be unsealed.
Hope that necromancer we're after is behind it.
So they were picking people to kill who were already dying. Is that it? Come on, the master bedroom's not gonna have anything else for me? Also, this was like Inquisition. What was that? Why am I like hitting a like dirt wall? That's weird. I don't know what I was thinking again.
All the seals have been extinguished. Excellent. Let's open that door.
I do want to save the game. Don't be fooled. Okay, it doesn't show it. I was like, don't be fooled at the hours I've played. Time played, 96 hours. Untrue. I actually leave this game running a lot. You could probably chop 20 hours off of that, and that's probably more accurate. Also, with the technical issues I've had, you know, but, or you probably chop maybe 20 or more. Honestly. I've spent a long time in this game, for sure. I play very slowly. But, not that many. Not that slowly. It just takes so long to load the game in. So I'm always, I just leave it up. Whenever I'm like gonna go eat something, I'll like leave it up. At most I'll go into the main menu, you know? It's almost a little warped.
Someone's torn a path into the
Ah,
Fade.
okay.
It's imperative we find and stop this necromancer from keeping the Fade open.
Hold on.
Mierda.
The Fade being torn open was literally the premise of the last game. Like, it was an incredibly difficult thing to do. I guess the gods are out and about, right? And Solus was trying to tear open the veil also, and the veil's all thin now, but like, you weren't, the whole thing of being able to tear open the veil, or just to be able to enter it as a mortal, was like a huge deal. Like, huge. It was only had been done once. And that was by the Tevinter mages, the like priests of like Dumat and the old Tevinter gods, who created the blight. That's the Andrastian version, right? That the blight came from them doing that. So, which makes sense, obviously, we've talked about, right? Where, like, his soul is sealed away the gods, but then, like, somehow a small amount got out during that ritual whenever the gods were, like, influencing the Tevinter people through the sleeping dreams of their dragons or whatever, you know? But... Ooh. Anyway, I don't know, everyone just bebopping in and out of the Fade now is, like, a weird thing for me. What is that? Oh, okay.
Straight away.
It's a... I didn't realize it was a wraith, or a... Yeah, a wraith. Come on! Come on in!
The door's locked.
It's the work of that rogue necromancer. They're already blocking our
Well,
path.
good thing.
We must find a wisp to open it.
Also, this is like a gnarly part of the Fade. Like, if this is the Fade, like, this is very dreary. Some parts of the Fade can be very, very, like, odd and vibrant and, like, weirdly vibrant. This is one of those depressing sections. Emmrich, bring it down. Bring it over here. Somebody died.
Onwards. The hand of glory still points the way.
That's good. Oh, we got the spooky statues. I'm still not sure which ones those are associated with, unless I already figured out and I've just forgotten because it's been so long. Is that like the walkway? No. It looked kind of like the walkway to the necropolis. This is spooky. It's like ash? I wonder if this is like ash floating through the sky. Oh, floating hand, or not floating hands, but hands in the ground. Yeah, I knew it.
This necromancer has brought once helpless undead into the Fade as soldiers.
They also bound a rage spirit.
Yeah, this is rough.
Won't open until we defeat them.
I don't want to be here. Okay, jeez.
Undead and a demon. We must be getting close.
Hands.
Our rogue necromancer knows exactly where we are.
Hands.
Why have they gone to such lengths to drain power from spirits?
We should also be talking about the hands. Are these like Titan hands? Like those weird hands that we've been seeing? Is that like a Titan thing? I don't like it. I don't like seeing multiple pairs of hands. This hands was like ooh, like eerie. This unnerving. Don't like it. Oh, thank you, Fade. Good, good, good. It's just like the mage towers and the mage section in the Fade. In Origins. Ooh, got some books on the ceiling. Okay, good, good, good. It looks almost real enough, or at least that we've been in enough weird places in the main world now where some of this doesn't look that odd, but then you get stuff like this and you're like, yeah, yep, and then the ceiling covered in books, yeah. The obverse of reality. In the Fade, form does not spring from function. It is separate in ways the waking world cannot permit. Nightmares' corridors have no real-life counterparts. What determines which sections of the physical world are echoed in the Fade? Is there an underlying logic or glacial patterns past comprehension? Do our collective fears and longings craft what we see? The will of a mage is especially potent. We may learn to shape the Fade's pathways if we are ever mindful of the dangers this invites. Excerpted lecture from Professor Emmrich Volkaren, Advanced Studies of the Fade. Dude, your stuff's in here. Oh, look at that. Classic Fade. Walls and pedestals of books.
Down there, more victims.
I don't see that rogue necromancer yet.
I suspect they're nearby. Let's inspect their handiwork.
Like, I don't know if I want to go down. I feel like that's like amphitheater-y, you know? Ooh. Oops. Glad I triggered the cutscene first.
Late as always, Professor.
Yeah.
It can't be.
That was excessive.
But what else would one expect from Navarra's most eminent meddler?
Johanna Hesenkos.
You've met?
Oh, the Professor and I have known each other for ages. But only one of us realized the Watchers are no place for a mage with ambition.
Yikes. Ooh, nice. Okay, but yeah, this woman, she's one of those. She's got definitely got the mad scientist look going, you know.
Hesenkos? Weren't you censured by the Watchers after defiling a tomb for experimental?
Complete and utter lies.
Yes, the same Hesenkos.
I mean, you obviously enjoy defiling.
No. The stone knife in Atlanton could permanently tear open the Fade here.
Correct. Only the foolhardy would shed blood near it in this state. So, let the Watchers mourn your pathetic death in the Fade, Emmrich Volkaren. Those that are left after my return.
Okay, she's bold at least. So she just like stayed here
What is she planning?
to just be like, hey besties, you know?
Emmrich, you okay to fight?
I hope we can save this spirit. Jeez Louise. Like, it obviously is in pain. And is being, like, siphoned. Oh, wait, buddy.
What did Hesenkos do to that spirit?
I'll try freeing it, but I fear the worst.
Well, it's like, oh, nobody with ambition, blah, blah, blah. You know, she's just obviously doing crazy science experiments. I don't know, like, I need to, there's, maybe I need to, like, think about it? I don't know, like, there's something there, maybe.
The spirit, its essence, is gone. Johanna's trapped it in her lantern.
Oh, did I?
Then let's find out.
Oh, okay. Should I have poked it? I just didn't know if I could go this way. I think that's how it was supposed to play out. But if I had gone too far, it was just going to trigger that conversation. I just wanted to pick up the items.
There's no way out.
What do we do now?
This is the Fade.
The Fade always provides a way forward. We only need to search for it.
Then let's get looking.
Emmrich, I just read your book about making a pathway if you recognize the dangers of doing so. So, get cracking, buddy. Oh. A candle.
A candle? This wasn't here before.
Now, let me think. We're in a receptive eddy of the Fade, and since Johanna's spirit summoning has already focused its mana, do you recall the ritual we performed in the Grand Necropolis? Concentrate on that memory.
You mean when we were lighting candles?
Find some more, and we can use them to leave this place.
The spirits that we have deals with are probably, like, in the necropolis are probably helping us out a little bit. Candle. So we can potentially save... Oh, okay, here we go. We can potentially
Here's
save
that last candle.
Excellent. Place them on the pedestals
all
if
of
you
them.
would.
Like, all the spirits that got taken. This is something Solus would hate, obviously. I'm kind of wondering, like, where... Like, is she being manipulated by the gods? You know, like, what's her story? Like, obviously she's like a mad scientist, but like, I didn't get much else. It's like, ooh, she desecrated a tomb and she was censured. I'm like, if by censured you mean like released and like put into jail, sure, like, you know. And she feels like very like Dr. Frankenstein-y, where it's like, I have to push the boundaries, blah blah blah, you know. I can't do that if I'm just respecting the dead. How cliche, how blasé, you know.
We
True
drift
power.
upon the echoes of the vast, eternal dream.
Oh, he looks so... Oh, dang it. He looks really epic with his cloak flowing back like that. Hang on. Oh, yes. This is perfect. Hang on, I gotta figure this one out. I think his eyes are closed and everything for the cast. Perfect. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. This is so good. Everybody's eyes are closed. I wish you could just have like individual companions be away. Taking more pictures of Emmrich than any other character, I think, which is funny. Seeing as how I'm romancing Davrin. This is so good, though.
Let them form a new configuration. And with that,
A bone bridge.
Let's get back to the real world.
we
Listen.
must find Johanna once we're out of here. This rift in the Fade will lie open until we deal with her.
We should be able to seal it. The Inquisitor would know how to seal rifts. So, I mean, I'm not talking like how she used the hand, but like, we had like magic elven artifacts that would help strengthen the veil and stuff. I keep getting upgrades for this one. And under certain circumstances, I'd wear the heck out of it because it's the most similar to my the hat I wear in real life the most.
You insufferable nuisances! How did you get out so quickly?
Oh,
Where's Hezenkos's voice coming from?
The Hand of Glory resonates. It's pointing to the main hall.
Let's
go, 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 go! How
I
do
can feel Johanna summoning hostile spirits. That portal into the Fade won't close until we defeat them.
Oh, I thought we had to defeat her.
We still can't attack Hezenkos herself while she's holding that lantern.
The entire countryside would be torn apart in a maelstrom.
Even we aren't supposed to bleed, though. There's not supposed to be any blood. So we shouldn't be fighting either. Technically. So she can't teleport very far, apparently. That's good to know.
So you crawled your way out of the Fade.
As you do.
It's not difficult for those who treat spirits better than tools to an end, Johanna.
Sentimental drivel. You may have stopped my work here, but Navarra City will know its new ruler.
I think you need help. Yeah, that one sounds nice, but I really like. I would rather it be like the angry one. I don't know. It's like, I think you need help. It's like she's past that at this point. She's just maniacal for the sake of being maniacal, you know.
What? You gonna lecture us to death now?
I'll not explain myself to one of Volkaren's hangers-on. Though the professor clearly avoided mentioning his old colleague in exile.
We made every attempt to bring you to reason.
I gave you every chance to join me instead of whining endlessly about your mortality. But I must thank you for returning something dear to me. Lovely to have my hand back.
Oh. She cut off her own hand for that. And now she can stab the power of it. Cool. Horrifying. Doing the finger point.
I'd exchanged it with the Venatori for some favors after entering this condition.
Johanna, what have you done?
What you never had the courage to.
What do you... What? Is she possessed? Rampant ego. I keep looking over there, but yeah, that is definitely some rampant ego.
First off, I am not a
Yeah, first off. Oh boy, more have come in.
hanger-on.
Johanna's escaped again.
Wanna tell me why she has no eyes?
Well, she's got eyes.
Afterwards, Rook.
It's over. Emmrich, still sense anything wrong?
We were successful. Johanna's magic no longer chains the spirits.
We are fighting.
And the fade is still.
Great. Okay. But let's talk back at the lighthouse.
Jeez. Look at all this food. Like, why is there all this fancy food out? Who did she have serving food to her? You know? Wrap up any unfinished business. I think I'm missing a chest that I don't think I could get to. Maybe not. Maybe I'm alright. Or I'll check up there in a second. Is that a new one? I think that's a new one. Oh, I can't go up there. Because I've been curious for a new Emmrich armor for a while. I don't like any of his normal ones that he has, really. This is the DLC armor. Which, by the way, I don't know, I think I have already mentioned it, but I did figure out finally that this is the Ancient Elven. This is the Ancient Elven armor, like the Arlathan style armor. It's just not exactly how Solus's looked, and so I was like, what is this? But anyway, I'm a little mad that I had to buy DLC armor to get the Ancient Elven armor. But it is really good, and I did really like it. Especially on some of the companions, it looks really good. I don't think I can wander around. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, what is this locked? What is that, like, locked door? I never went into that. And I couldn't. I don't think it was a skeleton key one. Let me out! What do you mean, wrap up any business? All I could do is pick up one chest. I think I'm gonna get rid of the bees one. Because I don't get to see fun bees. Also, bees. Well, like, what does bees do? It does damage. I'm pretty sure it does damage. I did like siphon. I was having less issues with damage,
At least we freed those spirits from their suffering.
He was like, ah!
Shall we depart?
I don't blame him for being very unhappy.
Let's get back to the lighthouse.
Gladly.
Oh, dang it. I needed to go. I should have gone to talk to Balara after her mission. Hopefully I can still do that.
Oh, the Song of the Chambers won't have anything on what Johanna's... Perhaps the Waking Scrolls? No. Manfred, have you seen the Fellmarch manuscripts?
Oh, no.
You and Manfred need an extra pair of eyes for whatever this is?
I suppose it's time I explained this mess. Johanna Hesenkos was a watcher. She was banished for embracing the darker paths of our art. Forbidden magic, blood sacrifice, nothing is beyond her if it leads to power, recognition, or both.
It sounded like you knew her before all that.
We were friends, once.
She seemed older than him, but like maybe she was a teacher, but I wonder if he was like instrumental in her getting caught with whatever she was doing. Also, she's like, it'll recognize their new ruler soon, and like Navarra City, and I'm like, so is that you, or is that like the gods? You know, have you like made a deal, a bargain with the gods? So the ring light being almost right behind where the webcam is sort of excruciating. So I'm like looking up. I'm gonna do it.
If it helps, you've got someone who cares right next to you.
That's very dear of you, but I'll be fine.
It's so cute how you're such a bad liar.
Things used to be much better between Johanna and me. She truly was brilliant, and we got on so well as students. We partnered on papers, rituals, research. Yet even then, Johanna considered the Watcher's oaths quaint. This isn't the first time we've crossed paths since she was exiled, but now I fear she's turned herself partly undead.
Oh, wild. Yeah, yeah.
Terrible. Did she use etheric rituals or a greater conjuration to do it?
I have suspicions I may
I
share
sounded so
later.
smart.
How much later?
You saw Johanna's Lantern of Unwilling Souls. A necromancer could create monstrous undead with that much stolen life.
Hezenkos was yelling a lot about conquering Navarra City.
We must stop her, Rook. Thank you, Manfred. Quite right. The Order's knowledge will see us through.
Hezenkos had been stopped. For now. But she had big plans for Navarra. City conquering, new ruler plans. And while she had some regrets about long-lost friendships...
Did she?
She knew her greatest invention was going to bring down the house.
Oh, jeez. Is she making like some crazy undead monster? That's probably what she's doing. She's probably going full Frankenstein. An old colleague. She would now use the now energized lantern to conquer Navarra City. So everybody was... Ooh, I am level 40. Time to go kill a dragon. Let's see. Hezenkos' note, Necromancy's potential. With the necromancers of the Grand Necropolis, fair to understand, again and again, is how atrophied death magic is outside Navarra. Ferelden's mages blindly following the old elemental primers. They did. If you play Origins, that's and also Inquisition, that's all you got to do really was be an elementalist. Orlay's mages too caught up in politics to risk looking unseemly. Tevinter's mages some decent death magic, hobbled by their obsession with blood. The free marchers aren't even worth considering after the disaster in Kirkwall. We, Navarra, have the only mages to specialize in the very art of life and death itself, yet none of the doddering rulers of our little kingdom has the slightest interest in what we could accomplish. Well, if you mean, like, you know, an undead army to rule the world, like, that's a little much. And that's exactly why people are afraid, in some ways, of Navarra. Ooh, terms of a bargain. Notes from Emmrich attached to a letter that says that spooky guy. The souls are being siphoned into the heart of some entity. You may find this interesting, Neve, correspondence between Johanna and the Venatori from Blackthorn Manor to the necromancer Hezenkos. As agreed, 10,000 ingots of tempered silverite for a portion of the raw magic you've siphoned from the Fade. When last we spoke, you indicated you needed certain materials vital for a necromantic work beyond the imagination of you zealots. Our dignity would not normally suffer insults such as these yet again from you, but if you would be willing to share at least more necromantic tricks, in particular to the Watchers, we can supply more rarities for your grand project. 10,000 ingots. There wasn't a scrap of silverite in the manor. What's Johanna done with it all? She's making a construct. And that's maybe how the Venatori got into the necropolis, was because she knew some of the ways to get in and out or to circumvent things. You'd think they would have changed the procedures by now after evicting her. And also, like, if he's run into her a few times, like, why don't they put out a bounty for her? She's obviously bad news. Like, why let a mad necromancer who's gonna make everybody think that freaking Navarran necromancers are all, like, evil death mages, you know? Seems like a bad move. Put out a hit on her. Oh! I like this one. I like this one a lot. Also, the flirt was a little awkward. Where she's like, it's so cute that you do that, whereas I feel generally like they're friendly, but like colleagues, but not like quite that friendly. But it was alright, it was fine. I need to do the flirt options every now and then just to remind myself that I'm like, nah, not really working. For some of them. Oh, apparently Balara, unless I missed it. Oh no. I'll feel bad if I missed it. I already know. Hang on, I'll try to remember that.
Balara, it seems like your brother Syrian's mixed up with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, I still don't understand.
Well, the Grey Wardens have taught me that no one's beyond redemption.
Okay.
I hope so.
It's a hopeful way to look at it. Anyway, I messed up Neve, actually. I just found out, again, my sister was playing early game stuff, and there was an early cutscene with Neve that we missed, and I feel really, really bad about it. But it was where you were going through the city with Neve, and she's, like, talking to, like, her contacts, and I swear I had done it, or I'd gotten it, but maybe I had gotten it and not done it yet before I went to get Davrin, and then it messed it up, because she, you know, then Navarra, then... You know, but I swear I did everything I could before doing that. But yeah. So we missed. It was a fun little one too, where you get to chit chat with Neve a lot, and like, you know, potentially like promise to buy her a drink once everything's done or whatever. You know, one of those kind, where you're just like seeing how she lives her life and how people interact with her. And I'm like so bummed we missed it. Sleepyheads.
Long night?
I'm still getting used to the dream thing.
What was your dream about?
Tomatoes. Or maybe they were apples?
At least it wasn't the one where you show up to a job naked from the waist down.
Huh. Where did you put your extra knives?
Oh. Good question. Good question. It's a dream. It doesn't make any sense.
Tosh, did you clean up my dishes? I was going to get them.
I was already doing mine, and I needed to get out of my head.
That's it? Okay. Waterlogged notes on the lighthouse. The lighthouse is a fancier version of flying buildings in Tevinter. I know we learned that trick from the old elves. Takes more magic to keep rocks floating in the real world than out here, Neve. That has to be why ancient elves built so many things in the Fade. You don't have to use as much magic when you're always breathing it in, Balara. This place better not mess up my lungs, Tosh. The lighthouse is well warded. In any event, your respiratory system shouldn't be affected merely by being in the Fade, Emmrich. Okay, thanks. That's all I cared about, Tosh. Why were these notes next to a Sound's water dish, Davrin? I didn't move them, Balara. Nor I, Emmrich. Those tam wisps, Neve. Yep. If there's not something to those wisps in her, I'll be very upset.
I hope we can help Harding discover more about the source of her magic. She puts on a brave face, Rook, but I can tell when she worries.
That's interesting. I was just running up to see if I could trigger something with him, like trigger a dialogue with him even when he's by himself. And he started talking to me as soon as I was like within range, which was like over here, and I was like, "Hello," you know. I mean, I'm not being quiet, but. And he is so kind, very mentor-y, you know, in a lot of ways. Part of me thinks sometimes every now and then I'm like, I gotta go check the war table. There's not a war table here. Just everybody's notes and scrolls and stuff. Well, I'll probably call this one here, but I will, I think, give the old dragon a whirl, you know. I think, who was it that I was taking? It was Davrin and Tosh for sure. It is getting chillier and chillier as the night progresses. This blanket is so comfortable. But I think I was like, oh, I'm gonna go do the freaking dragon. But you know what? I just want to do some main mission stuff. Like, I want things to progress. I haven't progressed in months, it feels like. At least a month. Wrong one. Investigate thread activity. Return to Docktown via the crossroads. The thread crime syndicate is tightly tied to Docktown and something has stirred them up. Nev's thread contact, Alec, has reached out to talk. Nev doesn't know what's going on, but it's worth investigating. And hopefully this will help the shadow people, you know? Hopefully it will help them out a little. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, we should definitely bring Nev. Neve and Lucanus. Bring Neve and Lucanus. I should bring Davern. No. I love Davern, but I'm thinking that eventually it would be nice to have Neve and Lucanus get together.
Rana, what's been happening?
There was another execution.
Is there anything you can do?
I'm trying. Mostly I get people away or out of the city when I can.
The Venatori will add you to their list if you're not careful.
What else can I do?
I mean, yeah, right? It's like, you gotta do as much as you can. You're in the position to be able to do so, you know? Especially
a nephew or something, wasn't
the
it?
gossip.
I heard he's taken off to Navarra. Refuses to return. Doesn't want anything to do with the throne. Or maybe the Venatori already got him too.
Radonus was the Archon? And there was a successor, but the successor is taken off? Darren said he had a deal and he'd be watched over. He said I could have that too. No getting kicked around and no worries about demons either. He said that the last part a little funny now that I think about it. But he's crossed the threads too many times. It can't be with them. Who did he talk to? Uh-oh. Oh, hey. It's your threads contact. Crazy. Alright. Can't think of anything else to do besides kill a dragon, but you know. That'll wait. It's waited this long.
Let's try this again.
We're like, hello. Don't mind us.
Nev, we were going to talk. You come looking for me?
Hello, Alec. And Cedar. You sing at the Cobbled Swan. And spy for the threads?
You got it.
All right. You called. I showed up. Why are we here?
Because the Venatori are targeting threads. We want the scales tipped back in our favor.
Okay.
You seem tough enough on your own. You really need us?
I get my knuckles bloody from time to time. But if you haven't noticed, there's a lot going on.
Cut to the chase, Alec.
The Venatori are taking our people, and they aren't shy about it. They walked into the Swan and abducted our boss.
Wow.
Marco Damas.
The threads always kept their leader secret, pulling strings from the shadows.
Yeah, well, the Venatori found us out. Declared they were securing Docktown as they dragged him out. Cedar was performing at the time. So the whole thing.
They just walked in? The Venatori don't lack confidence.
I'd love to correct that. Wouldn't you? It's an easy deal. Right, Nev? We've had our differences, but the threads are better neighbors than the Venatori.
Docktown's ours. We want them out as much as you.
The cult's got an inside track on our members. They're watching us. But you?
I get it. You give us the lead, we go in alone.
They're holed up in the thread market. I'll get you access. Still won't be easy.
Good luck, all right.
Here's hoping.
I mean, they have to know that Nev is, fights the Venatori. And potentially that she's involved with the Shadow Dragons. But maybe not. Is he dead?
You not coming with us?
Hey, I'd love to watch you work, honest. But there's plates spinning in Docktown and only so many threads left to watch them.
Okay. I did not think.
We're rescuing the leader of a crime syndicate.
The threads protect their streets. If we can swing power back in their favor, Docktown needs whoever will fight for it. Let's get to the market.
I don't know if I've been in here. Where am I? I have no recollection of this place. Never any news. There's never any news when the tide rolls in, when the ship appears without you. There's never any tears when the tide rolls out, and all I do is doubt you. Are you happy somewhere? Did you die on me? Is there a world where any of it matters? There's never any news when the tide rolls in, and this city spins round again. Song written for Lamplighter and Cobbled Swan performances, lyrics by Sida Sakona. I don't know if that's how you say her name, but anyway, that's depressing. That's depressing. It's a depressing song. Like, I wish some of this stuff was labeled, you know? Like, Tavern. Like, this is literally the worst map I have dealt with in so long. Skyrim has a better map than this. Like, by a long shot. It at least labels the buildings in the towns. Oh, look, a super secret Venatori thing that nobody could find ever.
All right. So when we...
Yeah.
Your Jason's here.
They must have eyes on the lamplighter. Ellie did have one of their friends. That's it for now, but we need to move before any more of the cult catches on.
If the Venatori are against the threads, why take Damas? Why not kill him at the Swan?
The threads must have something the Venatori want.
Or that guy has something that the Venatori want, you know?
The Venatori's schemes will end here.
Keep your eyes open.
Okay. Thanks for the pep talk, Lucanus.
What do you say, Fred?
For the glory of Tevinter reborn.
Good.
What? Uh-oh.
We have to live.
I mean, maybe they just be joshing.
It's blood magic. They're using mind control on the threads. So what now? The threads are confined. Out of danger for now, but we need to get them out. Take out the mages in charge, and we break the control. Already on.
Bummer. I was like, either they're under control, or they're, or they switch sides intentionally to survive, or they're pretending, you know?
The last of them.
They're controlling kidnapped threads with blood magic. If one of them revealed Damas, taking the boss gets them everything. We need to find him.
We can free the captives here too.
Wait. I heard something. There's someone up ahead.
Okay, I'm just gathering things. Oh, we need to go in there. Haha. She is chosen. Follow her and we will save Minrathous. Have faith. Ooh, who is chosen? I mean, we can save the people here, so like, am I going to have to do that separately?
Captives. Sure they're not controlled?
I'm me.
Oh.
It's fine.
What's going on here?
I don't know. They ask questions. People come back weird.
You're good. Take a second to breathe, then go when you can.
Thank you.
You look dead. Except for the fact that your face is
control
moving.
Docktown. Smuggling rings, dirt on people, money. If the cult takes over, they get the lot. They can use the threads for muscle, or to get close to people who know them. But there's more to this. I can feel it.
I mean, taking over just like a little... Oh, wow. This was like an excavation where they were just like chucking the skeletons they found in the carts and trying to move them around.
Are you going to... Can I go?
Yeah. Control's broken. Take a moment to recover and then get out of here.
Master Runners, thank you. Thank you.
Of course. There's also a secret back here. Thread storehouse. Oh, so this is like a thread. Oh yeah, he said that they were holed up in the thread market. So they got into the thread secret place with the leader. Are you gonna open? Oh. I need to do...
Got it.
Now you open? Oh, okay, I know. Yeah. Stop it, make it get stuck, and then match up with this one. Alright. Oh, wow. There's a big chest in here. Thread payment records. A list of Docktown merchants plus a few with fancier addresses. Dates and payments and company each. Those with missed payments are marked as needing a friendly visit. I mean, they're like, they take advantage of the people around them as far as I know. So I don't see why they would get along with anyone, like any of the shadow dragons or anything. Because it's like, you still steal from like the commoners around you. Yeah. Or maybe they don't. They just steal from the rich to give to the poor or whatever. But they don't do slavery, so, you know. That is something good. This is just in the wide open.
Quite the setup. That's Markle Damas? I could take him off your hands.
He's not mine to give. Damas serves our best.
Ah. Red eyes.
Hello, Neve. I've missed you.
You know me.
Damas doesn't, but I do. You stopped me once, but my purpose remains.
I recognize that voice.
Rid Minrathous of this criminal. Kill him. Will anyone notice in Docktown? I won't be stopped.
What have you done, Aelia? Speaking directly through him? Puppetry? The blood magic needed?
Impressed? It pales next to the power Devinter once had.
Aelia, wait, so is this a demon? I thought it was a demon possessing him, but apparently it's a mage talking through this guy.
Hi. Aelia, was it? Hate to break up the reunion.
How long has it been, Neve? How long will our city suffer? You dealt with Bataris and his relic. You found us here. No further. The risen God showed me the path to our legacy, our salvation. I am this city's future, and you'll stay out of my way.
Aelia, I think, is a woman controlling this guy.
We need to subdue Damas. Fast, but keep him alive.
This wretch? I would use him for something better, even if it's stopping.
No one should die like that.
He sounds like the guy sounds like Logain a little.
Nev, this person controlling Damas.
We can talk later.
Yeah, well, everyone keeps saying that to me, and then like we don't really chat much.
Is this place better with Fred? Their favors? Better than you? I will give everyone a greater cause.
It sounds like they probably had similar.
Would you lead these people astray?
It's definitely it's Logain. Straight up. All right. So is there like a way that I'm supposed to, you know, keep this guy alive?
Aelia, taking over the threads. It secures the Venatori a little more power, but I know you. There's more. You're setting us up. For what?
For Minrathous. Our ancient power restored. Our destiny renewed.
Very Venatori of you.
And damn the lives it takes. We've played this game before.
The game never ended.
Now I'm like, oh, now I get the option to flirt with Neve after like eons. It's too late.
Oh, I get it. Fancy speeches, horrible plans.
Yeah.
You're just like any other Venatorian.
Yeah.
Rook.
Minrathous is broken, but you like it. Does it flatter your ego to leave the city as it is? To prove your cynicism right? I am our hope. I'll change these streets, starting with Dokta. It could do better. Goodbye, Neve.
Was he a mage or was she doing magic through him?
Veilguard. Fucking cultist snakes. They'll pay for this.
Are you good? Do you remember stuff? Yeah, are you?
Thomas, are you alright?
I wouldn't be.
Neve Gallus, if you're here, Emmrich sent you.
You're welcome.
You did me a favor. I heard you stopped a red lyrium relic, and the Venatori responsible walked. But Taurus, I've got dirt on him.
Enough for the shadows to make a move.
Consider it my thanks.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But Taurus put lives at risk. If you can take him down,
We can't
do it.
We can't do everything.
Consider it done. The Threads protect their streets. It looks like you do, too.
Also, it would be bad to
There's
refuse
no one
it.
else here. The person controlling him.
She's gone.
I mean, I trust Neve. She's a mage. She would know. She would know that he's back to his cell. And if not, then that's a mistake that she made, you know?
I gave Damas's information to the surviving Shadow Dragons. They'll run with it. Bataris is one man, but that's one less Venatori to deal with. You know, I didn't expect backup for this job. I wasn't looking to drag you in.
I mean, yeah. I'm here. I can't be flirting. I can't. It's getting weird at this point to flirt with other people, I think.
We saved Damas. The stuff with Aelia, we'll figure it out.
This doesn't end well.
Who is she? Besides an evil blood mage.
A damn fanatic. A believer in Tevinter's former glory. I caught her trying to save the city. The ritual, what she wanted to summon. She'd have sacrificed us all.
The whole city?
I caught her. The Templars had her. Turns out, Aelia had sympathy in the right places.
What?
She disappeared from her cell, but I had a lead. I should have gone alone. But I went looking for backup. Someone I could trust. Rana. I found her partner first. Brahm always wore that Andrastian pendant. Had it that night, too. He was a pain. But at the end of the day, he always showed up, tried to do the right thing. Like it's easy. He went in too fast. Aelia found him, she got out. Brahm didn't.
One more reason to take her down now.
I wasn't looking for another. Aelia's trail went cold after that. The Templars stopped putting people on it. They buried Brahm's death. Like it was nothing. Said it wasn't an official case, that he didn't have orders. He put protecting Docktown first. He helped me. And that's what he got. What now? A dragon attack, Aelia's back, and backed by a god. Where does it end? I can't say a lot of people show up for me, Rook, or that it ends well when they do, but today, you came through for Docktown this time. Even when I didn't expect it.
I mean, it was a small. It was. I feel like, you know, I was like. I mean, it was a big deal, kind of, but it seemed like a small deal, right? And, like, I've been helping her on other things, and I've been helping Docktown and Minrathous in other ways. But, yeah, I could see, especially after the big dragon attack and me not going, that she'd be like, I wasn't sure you cared, you know?
I wasn't there for the dragon. If only I could be everywhere at once.
Trust is growing.
But even if I'm late, I've got your back. Hopefully that's enough.
I'll take late over never. And I'm around if you need me.
All right, we're fixing the bridge. We're fixing the bridge that we kind of burnt with the dragon. Well, and it's wild to me that so Aelia's whole plan was to, like, sacrifice the whole city, or maybe just Docktown. Maybe it was just Docktown, and that's why that maybe, like, others up in power were okay with it, because they're like, yeah, you can kill off our poor people if it'll summon a big demon or whatever that'll obey our every command or whatever, you know.
I need to get the team around the table and talk about what's next.
Ah! Where are we at? Oh, geez. Nothing? Okay.
It never slows down, does it?
It's interesting. I think the person did have some things to say about Neve, like, you know, oh, you just want to justify your cynicism in the world or whatever, you know. So I think the villainy types are supposed to be sort of maybe not reflections, but have something to say about the people that they're opposite of, right? Like opposite of the companion. But for the most part, at this point, it's like, ooh, we had this build up in the last one. It's like, ooh, something familiar, blah blah blah, and I'm like, ooh, interesting. And then they get thrown in on these ones, like these secondary ones, and I'm like, who are you? Why are you? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little. Feels a little, I don't know, rushed is maybe a good way to put it, yeah. Oh, Emmrich has something to say to me. We did just have a thing. Like a mission with him. I'm surprised Bellara doesn't have anything to say. It makes me think I messed her up somehow. Oh, nice.
Ah, hello there. Just admiring how carefully the Fade is woven into this place. As cultivated as a palace garden.
That's old elven stuff for you. Magic everywhere you look. And also where you don't.
I do envy you, Rook.
What?
Really?
You know how seldom Watchers leave Navarra, if ever. You've already traveled more of Thedas than most of us see in a lifetime. What adventures you've had.
You're interesting too. No, yeah. This is definitely the platonic soulmate situation here. But, like, I don't know, now I'm like, oh, it would be so cool to, like, make a Mournwatch character to romance Emmrich with. But, because you'd have a lot in common. But we'll see, we'll see. I like the dynamic I'm thinking that will happen in the next one. But it's also interesting, right? Where, like, when she's like, oh, that's old Evan stuff for you. And she is an elf, right? And so she's just like, you know, that's my experience with things, you know? But she's also a Mournwatch, so she has that too, right? So this whole, it just feels like old hat, right? Like old, like, well-trod steps in a conversation with a friend, sort of, you know? With somebody, you know, you're close to. But what adventures I've had, yeah. And people say that to me in real life, and I'm like, you know, well, I'm like, I don't want to be like crushing people's bubbles, because, like, you know, sometimes it can be difficult to, like, live the way I do, or like it can be, maybe it's not as glamorous as some people think. But people are like, you have a really cool job. I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, I like it. I like my lifestyle. I like my job. Like, you know. So I try to be like, yeah, I do. I really like it. You know. So.
I guess I have had some pretty great times.
Oh, I'd love to hear about more of them.
Really?
Work was always my excuse not to travel. But now that I've joined you, I'm finally exploring outside Navarra's crypts. Ah, speaking of the necropolis.
Yes?
I've been meaning to ask how you'd like your body prepared. in the event of your death?
Actually, that's a phenomenal question. I have been contemplating this for a while now, like in real life, and it's one of those things where I've been reading, but like From Here to Eternity, traveling the world to find the good death or something like that. Something like that. It's not maybe not quite like that, but it's I've mentioned it a lot. It's a book where a funeral director, she travels the world, basically writes like an anthropologist, studying like different death cultures and like grief rituals and stuff like that. And one of those things that she's realized, especially as it being a funeral director, it's like you need to have these conversations with your loved ones so that when an unexpected event happens, or if like a long-term event happens, it's like you can have the surety of knowing what they want done with themselves before they're dead, and you're like, I don't know, you know, if they didn't write anything down or if they didn't tell anybody, you know, then it's like, I don't know how you want to be treated after death. And that's really important to, I think, every culture, is to like try to like acknowledge the will of the person who is living with the last bit of themselves that's left in this world. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like to acknowledge what's left, to acknowledge the like that was your body and it's your right to do with it as you will. And there's obviously like laws in place. Like I personally am intrigued with the idea of an open air pyre, right? Like the old like Scandinavian like Viking, you know, the like romantic vision of that, you know. Whether or not it's historically accurate or not, it's a good image, right? There's only one place in the U.S. you can do that, and it's called Pyre, Colorado, and you have to own land in that area in order for them to do it, because it's so popular that like they had to restrict it in some way. And so, but it's one of those things, like, right, where like some countries have like what seem like odd death cultures to other countries, right? Where it's like, well, why can't you just do what you want for your death? I mean, there's obviously like there's like limitations for a reason, right? But one of the reasons that they put you in like concrete lined burials now is because of all the like formaldehyde and chemicals. It's not like to keep like your body decay out of the water, the groundwater, right? Which is what people usually say is like, oh yeah, you got to keep them all sealed in so they don't get like, you don't get human decay in the groundwater. It's because of the chemicals, like the formaldehyde and stuff that's like pumped into people's bodies when they're dead, and how we like try to keep them preserved for longer now. And so, like, for viewings and stuff like that, like, if you have a natural burial, like, I'm pretty sure the restrictions are much less, you know? I think, though, some people really want to do, like, the, like, bury me with a tree seed, essentially, you know? And have a tree come out. I think those are actually, like, those are not allowed right now or something. Then there's the ones where, like, you can get cremated, and then, like, your ashes will be mixed in with, like, a concrete dome that's specially designed to, like, encourage coral growth on it. And then like, you have a plaque on it. Anyway, you can tell. I've looked up a bunch of ones, or I've just heard about them too. But it's like, there's one, well, I guess I won't, I keep having like a wide variety of ones that I personally want to do. But anyway, I think this is actually really, really incredibly sweet and kind and like forward thinking. And like somebody who's with death is just a part of life. Like this would be a really important question, you know? And these all feel like specific, these are like specific Mourn Watch answers, right? Like I wonder if for other people it'll be different, right? Or if you'll even get this one if you aren't a Mourn Watch. I assume you'd have some variation on it, but this is incredibly kind, and like I think it might also potentially give the person whose death may be unexpected or may be coming, you know, that you can like, you know, like you're dying of like a long-term illness or something. It gives them comfort knowing that at least they've said, here's what I want done with my body, you know, when I die. And like, here's how maybe I want you to remember me or whatever, you know, like it gives peace to the living, you know, and I think it shows only like to the living and to the people who are dying or, you know, who have died, but it gives peace to them while they're alive, you know. And it's something that I need to sit down and like plan out, honestly. Like I keep thinking about it. I've talked to my parents a little bit about what they want done, you know, like I've told all my sisters, you know, we have all various things. Like, well, I take my youngest sisters and I will go to cemeteries sometimes, and it's like, ooh, here's what I want on my tomb or whatever, or on my gravestone or whatever, you know. One of my sisters wants she has an Elven quote that she wants from Lord of the Rings on hers, and I just went to a cemetery near my new place actually that had a few gravestones, like headstones that had Elven script, like Lord of the Rings Elven script on them. One of them had a sword in it. It was like a sword and like a big stone, like a boulder, like a small boulder. and it had Elven written on like the handle and on the blade, and I was like, it was like a woman from like born in like the 50s, I think, or something, and I was just like, you're amazing, and I think this is desperate. This is so fanatically cool. You know what I mean? And so anyway, I just Emmrich is so good. He's so good. I think. I don't want a quiet entombment. I can't imagine her wanting to do a quiet entombment. I think, and being put to work in the crypts, I think would be good too, where it's like a peaceful death, where you're, you know, just continuing the work that you enjoyed in life. Or give it to the gardens. From death comes life is something apparently my sisters quoted me saying. Apparently I've said the sentiment enough. I haven't said that exact phrase necessarily, although I'm pretty sure I have said it a little bit, probably like that. But the whole idea of like, you know, I like the aesthetic of like fungus growing out of bones, or like flowers growing out of bones, or intertwined with bones, and it's that whole idea of like from death springs life, and it's a cyclical thing. And you know, there's death and then life and then death again. You know, just goes. Apparently that's something I've said enough that my youngest sisters were like. There was something that came up on a picture I commissioned that was a skull with my favorite flower, the Indian paintbrush. And my youngest sister showed it to my second youngest sister, and she was like, ah, yes, death comes from life, etc., etc. You know what I mean? So it's something that I've apparently said enough. So I think, despite my character being somewhat of a separate entity from me, my first characters especially generally have a lot of me in them. So I think I'd like to give it to the gardens.
Save the flesh and some bones for the soil.
The memorial gardens, then? Very well. We'll still preserve your skull.
Please
of course.
Do. Naturally.
Yes.
Ah, he's finished the reagent. Please excuse us. Excellent work, Manfred.
Oh, he's making stuff now. That's phenomenal. He's so fancy too. Did you see like the bracelets and stuff, and the way he was just like sitting there contemplating the skull? Anyway, I do want, like, I want to be buried, but I also want some of my bones to not be buried. I want my bones to be preserved because I want a future archaeologist to find them. That's kind of the core of what I want. But like, in this situation, I'm glad he said that, because it's like I don't want all myself to go to the memorial gardens, but having my skull preserved would be sick, you know? He's so good. I love him as a character. He was written especially for me. And I'm honestly really enjoying the friendship route with him, like the Mornwatch friendship route, and I'm really looking forward to the romance route. Ooh, I'm so excited, you guys. But yes, I have to go eat dinner now, so thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. I hope I don't look like blinded like a deer caught in the headlights with that ring light back there. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm going to cut away now and say thank you to my patrons. I want to say thank you to all my patrons, starting out with my Acorn tier patrons. Thank you so much, Fane, for your support, and thank you so much, Leo, for your support. If I say that wrong, I'm so sorry. I want to give an extra special shout out to my Sapling tier patrons. Thank you so much, Reese Galito, for your support. I very much appreciate it, and I still appreciate the blanket. Thank you. And I really want to say thank you to my other supporter, Sebastian James, my old friend. Thank you so much for your support. I very much appreciate you as well. And I want to give an extra special shout out to my Forest tier patrons who have gone above and beyond in their support of me and the channel, and who I truly cannot thank enough. So thank you so much, Christopher, as always, for your support. I treasure it a lot. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Nightshade, for joining the crew up there in the forest. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. So thank you all again for joining me and for being on Patreon and watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.